Alright guys, we are back at it again. Working on the Mustang. I picked up a set of these Eibach Pro-Spacers, 35mm, made in Germany. They come with a DVD. I haven't even looked at it. And this is pretty much what they look like. It comes out to just under 1.5 inches. Tools you're going to need: torque wrench. I got an air impact out here, a rubber dead blow hammer, and a couple other tools. The important thing when you're doing the Mustang, you want to have not only hub centric here where the rim sits on there, but you also want the spacer to be hub centric. Some of the spacers on the internet aren't, and what that'll mean is that these will not line up, and then your wheel could do the wobble going down the road. So you want to have hub centric on the back and hub centric on the front. It was an extra 50 bucks, I think, to go that way. The cheap ones were 100. These are 149. You can't beat the name Eibach. It's just good stuff, good stuff. So let's look at the car. All right, so we have a 97 Ford GT Mustang convertible. Pretty car. This sits in quite a distance, and it gives you that, I don't know, kind of tucked in, like sissy look. When you come down the car here, you get to the front tire. Front tire looks pretty good. You know, it sits out pretty well. But when you get to the back and you start looking at the back tire, it just doesn't look tough. I don't know why Ford designed their cars like that. The newer Mustangs, the 14s, I think the 10s, the 12s, their tires are out with the wheel well. So let's show you what the Eibach 35mm spacer looks like. So we're on the front tire. Looks good. We start rolling back here. We get to the back, and the back's got a definite, I mean, it sits right there. Just makes it look real tough. And you get down here and you start seeing it sitting with the car. Just looks a whole lot better than what stock was. I'll give you a view from the back on the other. You start looking at the back from this side, kind of like, well, where is the tire? You know, the tire's kind of like, it's kind of like gone. And then you come under here, and there it sits right there. So let's show you how quick and easy this is to do. Alright, so get your car up on jacks, secure the front tire so it doesn't roll, park and brake, all that crazy stuff, and we're going to take tire off. So take off your cap, take off your lug nuts, and then take your tire off. Now, let me show you what I mean here when we get into hub centric. See this right here? That part of the rim is going to sit inside that. So that's going to go flush against there, and that's going to sit in there nice and neat, so it won't do any wobbles. And then this is going to sit here. Now these are factory rims, and that fits real nice inside that factory rim. And if you come over, you're going to put your lug nuts on there, and then of course you got your part right here where that sits inside the rim. And that prevents the wheel from going up and down, wobble when you go down the road. So, one thing I will tell you, if you look back here, there's a little space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the bolts on and just snuff them up. Let me get this tire out of the way here. Hang on. Okay, they give you different nuts. They're a little bit smaller than the factory nuts, so they're going to go inside here. If you put the factory nuts on there, you won't get your socket in there, and you're going to need to use a thin wall socket, which is basically any normal socket. An impact socket is thicker, so that's not going to work. So we're just going to bottom these guys down by hand here. Okay, so I got them all finger tight. There's a lip here, it's tight down here, real tight here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my dead blow hammer, just give it a couple love taps there, And what that generally is there's rust and stuff in there, and that's what's stopping that from going on. So I'm going to go and hit it in between the bolts, all 5, and just keep working my way down, and as I go around I'm going to tighten these down as I hit it. Alright, so I've went around it. I only had to go around this one once. The driver's side I had to actually go around 2 or 3 times because there's some good rust, but it's flush all the way against here. Tighten all these up by hand. Now I'm going to torque them down to about 110 foot-pounds, crisscross pattern as always. And you see this? This is flush. So the spacer is actually thicker than the original lug nut bolt. And that's important because if these were protruding out, the rim wouldn't sit flush. So the 35 millimeters work perfect with the stock rims. Some guys, I don't know, they use smaller spacers and then they cut these with their grinders, but if you take the spacers off, you won't be able to put your factory wheels back on, you know, those short stubs. So there's a lot to think about before you break the grinder out. So this is a 35 millimeter Eibach wheel spacer installed on the 97 Ford Mustang, and I believe it goes from 94 all the way down to 2002 or something like that. This particular model fits. And of course we've got these from our guy over there at AmericanMuscle.com. Picked them up for 149 bucks, delivered to the house, out the door. AmericanMuscle.com. And if you've watched this channel, we've also put the KYB shocks on this car from American Muscle. We have the BBK lowering springs right there. Got those from American Muscle. Half of this car was all bought from AmericanMuscle.com. Alright, so we're all torqued down. Getting ready to put the tire back on. Now, while you're here, you got the tire off. Check your brake pads. Excellent time to do it. These are brand new. I only got about 100 miles on them. This car has gone out once in 2 years. That's how, this is my garage baby. So anytime you take the tire off, check your brake lines, check your brake pads, check your calipers, check all the other stuff. And while you're at it, roll your tire. Look for nails. You know, because you won't see these, you know, sitting in here if you got a nail in there. Now's a good time to inspect everything. Just might as well do the maintenance while you're here. Alright, here's the driver's side, or passenger side, done. That just looks so much better than the way it used to be. And again, it is still below the actual lip of the fender, not by much. So your water and dirt isn't going to fly up this way, but it's got a really big, fat, nice looking, juicy reveal on that side. And then when you come around here too, it's got a nice tire look. I'm going to turn the car around, and maybe we can get it from the back side here. I think it looks so much better. Just my opinion. Well, I'm hoping the video does it justice, because it looks absolutely amazing right now the way it sits. The car looks so much tougher. It's just, it made it night and day. So much better profile. Very happy with that.